Hi, my name is Erin. I use she, her pronouns, and I am this.
So, animals can sense evil.
Did you personally want to hear from the...
Well, I wanted to hear from the former president, but honestly, I kind of wanted to subpoena the former president because I got to swear everybody in. And so I thought it'd be really cool to get 60 seconds with President Trump of me looking at him and being like, do you solemnly swear? And me getting to swear him in, I kind of thought that would be awesome.
That actually was pretty funny.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
An unusual strategy from people living in the middle of a gang war in one Chicago neighborhood tonight. They're asking gang members to pledge to a ceasefire from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
What the fuck did you just say?
CBS 2's Maribel Gonzalez shows us why people there are taking their message of peace directly to the gangs.
We've talked to rival members and they seem to gravitate towards what we're trying to do.
It's one small step, they say, to create big change.
I've noticed that it's a lot of people that's just like, why not just don't shoot, period? And it's like, we tried that. Why not just listen to the gun laws we have? We tried that.
Are you retarded?
It's not like you could just tell them stop all in all. It's like, it's baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Oh boy. Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps through the office. Baby steps out the door.
You don't have to go to hell. You're in hell. This is hell. This is hell. This is hell.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Then strangled them, and finally dismembered their bodies.
Right.
Then do
available.
and homelessness and all that.
And now, the voice you've been waiting for.
There is a secret zone at the center of the world, and its sound is like razors through flesh. I'm here to turn up the volume. I'm kind of retarded.
Did you hear the news? There's been an amazing breakthrough of technology. In an effort to find greener ways of doing things, they've managed to, get this, create a cargo ship that is powered by wind.
You dumb bastard. It's a sailboat.
Yeah, never mind that sailboats are widely believed to be invented by the Egyptians some 6,000 years ago. This is being announced as a new technology.
There is a difference somehow.
What a time to be alive. It has these big masts with metal sails that open up. I do have some questions about how much carbon emission it takes to create one of these giant sails that are made of metal.
How dare you!
Okay, sorry to be the wet blanket. Let's move on from the wind to the windy city. In Chicago this past week, in addition to announcing that they would like gangs to stop shooting people during the daytime and only do it after 9 p.m. The mayor also announced that the first day of school he was going to have a big pizza party for all the kids. And I remember being back in school and a pizza party was one of the things that would make you actually want to go to school. But they got there and instead of getting even one hot slice of pizza, they got handed a frozen pizza in a cardboard box. And all I can say is,
wow!
So how many of you actually watched the GOP debate live on Wednesday night? Or I guess a better question would be, how many people thought that that debate was about as useless as Chris Christie's titties? Show of hands. I didn't watch it live either. And as it turned out, it was basically what you would expect it to be. I was one of the people that would have liked to have seen Trump debate, but that would purely be for selfish reasons, for the entertainment value. I mean, the primary debates for the 2016 nomination were some of the best live TV I've ever seen in my fucking life. But I get why he didn't do it this time. I mean, why would you? You're like 50 fucking points ahead of the whole pack. All these people up, these 8 people up there on stage debating aren't really debating to be the nominee. They're debating to be the VP pick. A lot of them don't seem to know that, though. Or it's more about just sucking up some donor money on the way and padding their stats. And predictably, none of them had really that breakout moment during the debate that was actually going to set them apart from the rest of the pack. The closest one to having that moment was Ramaswamy. Of course, Chris Christie was going to go after him because he's the one basically, depending on which poll you look at, actually the number 2 spot behind Trump.
President Trump, I believe, was the best president of the 21st century. It's a fact. And Chris Christie, honest to God, your claim that Donald Trump is motivated by vengeance and grievance would be a lot more credible if your entire campaign were not based on vengeance and grievance against one man. And if people at home want to see a bunch of people blindly bashing Donald Trump without an iota of vision for this country, they could just change the channel to MSNBC right now.
But when they asked, if Trump gets convicted of a crime, are you still going to support him as the nominee? What a dickhole question to ask, because just to be on the stage, they had to sign a paper saying that they would support the GOP nominee no matter who it is. So it's like, are you asking me if I actually mean it? Because the pledge I had to sign didn't specify that unless he's a convicted felon. But fucking Ramaswamy's hand shot straight up. He didn't have to think about it. And then begrudgingly, a lot of the others put their hands up, and fucking DeSantis at the end, he looked around and the crowd started cheering when people's hands went up, so he begrudgingly put his hand like half up. He also had the weirdest little cringiest moment of the night.
And I will not let you down.
Look at that, it's like he doesn't know whether or not to smile or not. It reminds me of something. What does it remind me of? Yeah, that's it. And Ramaswamy also set himself apart on the issue of continuing to fund Ukraine.
Is there anyone on stage who would not support the increase of more funding to Ukraine?
We would not support it.
Europe needs to step up. I mean, I would have Europe step up and do their job.
All right, Mr. Ramaswamy, but you're saying you would not too, Governor DeSantis?
I will have Europe pull their weight. Right now, they're not doing that.
You would not support
and I think we need to do, and I think our support should be contingent on them doing it. And I would have support in China to be able to take China and do what we need to do with China.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you would not support an increase of funding to Ukraine?
I would not. And I think that this is disastrous, that we are protecting against an invasion across somebody else's border when we should use those same military resources to prevent across the invasion of our own southern border here in the United States of America. We are driving Russia further into China's hands. The Russia-China alliance is the single greatest threat we face. And I find it offensive that we have professional politicians on the stage that will make a pilgrimage to Kyiv, to their Pope, Zelensky, without doing the same thing for people in Maui or the south side of Chicago or Kensington.
So then all the neocons on stage proceeded to attack him on that, especially Nikki Haley. What a fucking warhawk bitch, telling him, oh, you don't have any foreign policy experience and it shows. Which is hilarious from her dumbass because she didn't either. She was just a South Carolina governor, and then Trump made a big fucking boo-boo putting her in the UN ambassador spot. Maybe one of the stupidest fucking moves he made in his first term. But I seem to remember some years ago there was another guy running for president who everybody said he doesn't have any foreign policy experience, and that's going to end up leading us into World War III. Oh, that's right, it was Trump. And then what happened? He was the fucking first president in my lifetime that didn't start any new wars and actively ended conflicts that other asshole presidents got us into. And then some demented dickhead who's been in Washington for 50 fucking years gets in there and proceeds to start World War III. So for her to sit up there and go, oh, you don't have any foreign policy experience,
that's a good thing.
But the truth is, this was all just a complete waste of time, and it probably isn't gonna mean anything. I don't even think he's gonna pick his VP out of this crop of retards. The only one he might have picked was Ramaswamy, but Ramaswamy's already said he wouldn't take a VP pick But who the fuck knows, it's still so early. I'm starting to warm up more and more to the possibility that they find a way not to have a fucking election. Which I know, everybody says that every fucking cycle. But Jesus, between now and then, we've got a lot of shit coming to a head. You got World War III brewing up, you got a major food crisis, you got an economic and banking collapse that we're right on the precipice of. But people seem to think that just because we went through a civil war and still had an election in the middle of it, that it could never happen that we don't have one. We're talking about the literal fucking definition of a black swan event. Something that nobody thought could happen, right up until it does.
He doesn't know how that's going to happen. Wasn't speculating about exactly how something like that is going to happen, meaning, that the 2024 election doesn't occur. But that's pretty much what he said, was that he can see a scenario, as I can, a scenario that we don't have an election in 2024, that some other, and they call them black swans, some other black swan type event occurs, or maybe there's a couple of black swans.
You know, a lot of people try to poo-poo this guy and for whatever reason don't trust him. But you gotta understand, he's a 3-star general, former head of the Defense Intelligence Agency, as well as the first person that really blew the whistle about us being the ones that allowed ISIS to fucking form and take over most of northern Iraq. And I've liked the dude ever since then. And after Trump got in, he was literally the first person from his cabinet that they went after. So regardless of whether or not you trust him, I find myself agreeing with a hell of a lot of what he's saying. And after what happened this past week, with first of all, the Tucker and Trump interview completely overshadowing the debate, with many multiples of people watching that instead of the debate. On a quick side note, I saw that this Young Turks contributor tweeted this out, and I gotta agree, how did I not see it? Tucker on X. But this dingbat said it like it was a way to make fun of Tucker, whereas I see Tucker on X. And I think, shit, that just makes me like him more. They just don't seem to get it. But anyways, back to Trump. The next day turning himself into Fulton County Jail, where they actually gave everybody the mugshot that people on both sides have been waiting for. Apparently they thought the 4th time would be the charm, which it turns out it kind of was, just not in the way that they thought it would be. I started seeing this video pop up after the 3rd indictment over the J6 shit in DC.
This video is to every single black person out there. If you really want to fuck over this government that has fucked over your ancestors, if you really want to fuck over this government that helped kill Martin Luther King Jr., if you really want to help fuck over this government that killed Malcolm X, that killed Huey, and that destroyed the Black Panther Party, if you really want to fuck over this government, I'm asking you to do me a favor. Go vote for Donald Trump. Can't you see how these fucking devils are running around here scared to fucking death of this man?
But then piling the 4th indictment and actually booking him into one of the worst jails in the country, and taking a mugshot, seems to have backfired spectacularly with the black community.
When are you guys gonna learn? The more you indict, the more we unite. Facts. It's Trump 2024. We don't care. You heard me? We already made our mind up. You already know when the hood got your back. Man, they deep in the hood. Gangsters hollering about Trump 2024. You heard me? Whoop, whoop. Wah. Gangsters. The hood got this man back. I'm just trying to tell you. You heard me? And we ain't stupid, man, American people, man. We ain't all them talking about lockdowns and back when the masks and all that. You know, they got a new virus coming and it's gonna be, man, nobody don't care. Ain't fooling nobody no more with none of that. You know, new jack, man, nobody being fooled no more. We all the way up, you heard me? It's Trump 2024. That's what it's gonna be, cause we ain't having nothing else.
And I'm seeing videos like this all over the place now.
Yes, you better believe it. Look what happened to Martha Stewart. She caught that felony. She goes to all the cookouts with Snoop Dogg. She is endorsed. She crippin'. Bruh, Trump is a brother now. I'm sorry. You go to jail in Zone 6 Atlanta, you a brother. Straight up. They fucked up. Niggas like niggas that went to jail. They believe in that shit.
I don't mean no harm, and I don't give a damn who this offends. But if that nigga Trump get convicted of this crime and he can still run for president, I'm voting for his ass. I'm voting for that nigga. I'm voting for him. If that nigga gets convicted and he can still run for president just to see what the fuck he do, because that nigga funny now, Trump is funny as hell, I'm voting for him. I'm telling you right now, okay? So just miss me with it. Make America great again.
Some say he's racist and tweets like a kid while overlooking all the good shit that he did. I ain't ashamed of my president a little bit. I'd rather have an alpha male than a little bitch.
So now, after all the illegal shit that all these other presidents have done, you watch them going after this president for the first time, trying to put him in jail for like 700 fucking years over some bullshit. And look what that dipshit Ilhan Omar tweeted out. He really is about that thug life. To a lot of people, that sounds like you're actually supporting him now. She just really doesn't seem to get it.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
It's not gonna matter what all the Karens and all the nasally NPR liberals think about it. If this makes you lose the black vote, you're fucked. Which in my mind just ups the likelihood that we'll have ourselves a black swan event after all, and there might not be an election. Because desperate people have been known to render desperate deeds. Sláinte.
All I have in this world is my thoughts and my words, and I don't break them for no one. You understand? So say good night to the bad guy. 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 Come on. Come on. to the bad guy. Stupid fuck! Look at you now!